How did Hormuz become the world's energy lifeline?
Throughout history, discoveries like fire, the wheel, the steam engine, and electricity transformed entire civilizations.
They didn't just change countries, they changed the course of human history. And then came a black liquid, for which wars have been fought. For over a century, it has shaped empires, governments, and the global economy. That black liquid is crude oil. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the world was rapidly moving toward industrialization. The number of factories was increasing. Railways were expanding. Motor vehicles were transforming people's lives. Airplanes began taking to the skies. All of this required enormous amounts of fuel. Coal was still widely used, but oil gradually became a primary energy source. The world's major powers began searching for new sources of oil. And their attention turned toward the Middle East. In 1908, commercially significant oil was discovered in the southwestern area of Iran.
It was a turning point in the history of the Middle East. And then vast oil and gas reserves were discovered across Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and the UAE.
Suddenly, resources hidden beneath the desert sands became some of the world's most valuable commodities. But there was a major problem. How would this oil reach countries around the world? At the time, pipelines were limited. Transporting such enormous quantities of fuel by air was impossible. There was only one practical solution: by sea.
And the most important gateway to that sea route was the Strait of Hormuz.
Imagine the Persian Gulf as a giant reservoir.
Inside it are some of the world's largest oil-producing countries.
But there is essentially one major maritime gateway connecting this reservoir to the open sea. That is the Strait of Hormuz. Oil tankers leaving major ports across the Gulf must pass through this waterway.
From Saudi Arabia and Kuwait to Qatar, the UAE, Bahrain, Iraq, and Iran, their oil must cross the Strait of Hormuz to reach global markets. That is why economists call Hormuz the world's most important energy choke point.
Today, roughly 1/5 of the world's seaborne crude oil passes through this strait.
And it is not just oil.
Qatar, one of the world's largest exporters of liquefied natural gas, or LNG. It also carries a huge share of LNG to Europe and Asia, including Japan, South Korea, China, and India.
And even many European countries depend on these energy supplies.
In other words, The security of Hormuz is not just a Middle Eastern issue. It is a critical part of global energy security. Now the question is, how is all this oil transported? The answer: huge supertankers.
Many of these ships are as long as, or even longer than, 3 international-size football fields.
Some can carry several million barrels of crude oil at a time.
From a distance, they can look like floating cities. Every movement of these massive tankers through the strait must be carefully monitored. Because Hormuz is not especially wide. The designated international shipping lanes for large vessels are even more restricted. There is a lane for vessels entering and another for vessels leaving. And safe separation must be maintained between them. Even a minor navigation error, mechanical problem, or accident could cause a major disruption. That is why every journey is managed through a combination of modern radar, GPS, satellite monitoring, and experienced mariners. But the risks are not limited to accidents. The natural environment can also create challenges. Extreme heat, dust storms, poor visibility, and heavy traffic make this one of the world's most sensitive shipping routes. That is why international maritime organizations closely monitor this waterway. But one example is enough to understand the importance of Hormuz. Imagine that, for some reason, shipping through this route was completely disrupted for several days. What could happen? Oil prices could rise rapidly in global markets. Transportation costs could increase. Airfares could go up. The cost of electricity generation could rise in some countries. Industrial production could be disrupted. Even the prices of many everyday products could be indirectly affected.
In other words, what happens in Hormuz can impact countries far beyond the region.
That is why major powers see secure maritime routes as strategically important, not just control of land. A narrow waterway. Yet billions depend on it for energy, industry, transport, and their economies. This is not just geography, it is the energy map of the modern world. But where there is so much wealth, there is also intense competition. But where there is so much wealth, there is also intense competition. And where the global economy depends on a single route. Political tensions are almost inevitable. And that is where one of the most closely watched chapters of Hormuz begins. Military presence, diplomatic tensions, and sanctions, all adding to the struggle for global power.